Yes, I've started building the boat. Now, I made a model a few weeks ago now, or a couple of weeks ago, whenever it was anyway. I made this model, okay? And I decided to make a few little changes to the prototype. I made it bigger. No, I decided that I'm a fat bugger and I need more freeboard because the amount of water this place might be a bit excessive and I might sink. I don't want to sink. No. So what I've done is I've increased the freeboard. I've reduced some of the curvature in the top, but also in the bottom. It's less of a banana boat. Yeah, not quite so banana-y as it would have been if I followed this original design. I've also made it shorter by about 150 mil because that way I can make full use of the sheet and not have to join anything. So yeah, so I made it a bit fatter, a bit deeper, but a tad shorter as well. So it just makes things a lot easier. So when I marked this out, I had the 2 big sheets of plywood on the bench, and I am going to be making some edited videos. I've recorded loads of video for this, you see, and I'm doing it as I go along, and then I'll make a series of videos regarding the boat build. But what I've done is I put 2 pieces of 5mm plywood onto the bench. I clamped it all together using these clamps to create a sandwich. I then marked out my freeboard, and then we cut it out gingerly with the actual jigsaw. This happens to be a Bosch Professional, the tubular body. I love these jigsaws, 600 watt jobbies. Oh, crikey. It's the second one I've had, and even this one's cut a whole load of 3/4 ply with full micro all over it, you know, and bulkheads for boats and stuff. It's been a busy bee, it has, and it's still going strong. What normally goes is the heads on these things, on most jigsaws is that what normally goes. The motors on these are strong, but these wear. And then the end of a floppy shaft. And you don't want a floppy shaft. No, her indoors won't like it. No, anyway. So we've got our 2 sides of the boat. They're all cut. So the next one I'm going to be doing will be the transom. It'll be that. And the bow, which is going to be that. That's also a little bit deep as well. So basically I made made the boat more fat, yeah, more stumpy. It's more of a stumpy boat now, as it is. There is another delay though, because I had to reorder my resin, because it came outside of the actual container it's supposed to be inside. In other words, it leaked all over the courier's van. It was delivered by UPS. I was walking up the driveway to sort in the little dock and what have you. Oh no, I knew what happened. I stunk. I could smell it, the polyester resin down the driveway. I thought, oh crikey, it's leaked, isn't it? And lo and behold, it had leaked. It was dripping out of his sliding door. With the trackers, was literally full of resin. It was 5 kilos of resin basically all over his back, was flowing around the van. Yeah. Now, luckily, the people who bought it off really, it was their fault, I believe, although I don't know what they've been doing with the flipping thing. Probably been chucking it about. The couriers, that is. But I thought maybe it was going to be a bit of a pain next to try and prove whose fault it was. But no, they have refunded me, so I've ordered another 5 kilos from the same people. But this time they promised me they'll pack it properly. There was no orientation arrows on the side of the box. No, there was a fragile stickers on 2 sides, but no orientation, so you don't know what way up it's supposed to be. Also, it was like a 5 litre metal tin inside the cardboard box, but the box fitted the tin tight. Okay, I had loads of tape around it and stuff, parcel tape around it. But it's only got to be tapped on the side and I popped the lid. And there was no lid locks on the actual, on the tin itself. I could probably show you some here. It should have had these. These are like tin locks. They basically fit on the side of the actual hold lid on, so they don't safe. So and also there was no hazard warning labels, and there should be an environmental one on there and the hazard humans as well, because it's resin. You see, it's not very healthy stuff. No, and it certainly wasn't very healthy for the poor old courier's van, because that was a right old mess. Anyway, I've ordered another one and it's coming, and that's going to be for the taped seams. But this plywood that I got from our Bricko here, it's not great. They get 5mm ply, really is, unless you get marine ply, and this is just exterior grade ply. Now, if you don't know the difference between exterior grade and marine ply, the main difference is the glues that they use. The glues they use on marine ply are more water resistant than glues used in just exterior ply. But also the quality of the veneers inside the plywood. This is actually not too bad regarding the veneers. And where the internal veneer, 'cause it's a 3 ply, where they basically overlap the veneer on the inside ply, yeah, with the veneer, and then it's pressed. So they've got good overlaps on the actual veneers, which isn't too bad. But there's no guarantee there won't be voids in there. There could be voids, and that's where it's really bad. You see, for a boat that spends a lot of time in the water. This will be in the dry most of the time. Anyway, I'll put it in the water. So you don't need marine ply for a flipping dinghy. That's just silly. You're tripling your cost for nothing. You know, these were 2.5 meters by 1.2 meter sheets were €22 each. So that isn't a horrendous price. For marine, I'll be looking near €100 a pop. Well, it's 4 times as much. So yeah, you can increase your cost. So the fiberglass that I haven't got yet because it's all in the back of the van and it's partially on my driveway. The resin, that is. It's going to be used for the seams. But because the ply isn't not good quality as I would have hoped, I'm going to possibly put stringers in on the chines. So when the bottom meets the actual sides of the boat, there'll be a piece of wood, and then I can fix it and glue it to the piece of wood. And then I'll put a fiberglass taping around on the outside of the seams, and it's there to obviously to make it more watertight, but also it will protect the seams from damage because any ply we can chip quite easily, you see. So that's how far we've got so far. What I'm going to do is mark out the bow and the stern, the transom, and but I'm not going to worry about the bottom yet. I'll do that on the actual boat itself. Basically, I'll put it all together, spring the sides, the ends in, the bow and stern in, and then prop out the middle, and just lay the sheet, which is going to be the bottom, on top of that and weigh it down, what have you, so it can't move, and literally run a pencil line around, and then cut it out, and then fix it in place. The other thing you could do is literally fix it onto your little battens, these little strings I'm going to be putting in. It's going to be a little piece of wood long here, on each side, and then once it's gone off, I could then go around and cut it flush all the way around. You can do that with a trim bit in the router. Anyway, that's how far we got. I hope you can find it interesting, the progress and what have you. And I'm doing some edited and narrated videos for that as a part of the series. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know, because I keep talking about my boat, but you haven't seen me do any of it yet. Well, I've started. All right? Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, it's time for me to go, so I'm going to say toodaloo, So, toodaloo. And check out my shorts videos as well, because they're silly. Yeah. Toodaloo. Toodaloo. No, toodaloo.